Reality Team TV, we're back. We're back once again with one of my favorite people in the world to ever sit down with on a red chair to speak to. I know it's been a while. We're going to have a nice, short, beautiful conversation. SoFreeYa.
Hey.
My sis, welcome back onto the red chair, man.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure, man. It's been a very long time, man. Like, how's life treating you?
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but mainly ups. Life always conspires for your highest good. That's what I believe, and it's healthy to believe that, and you see more of it. So yeah, I've been at uni, learning the craft a bit, learning to produce my own tracks, and like learning a bit more about marketing, artist development, so I could, better myself and help others too. And yeah, still making my crystal jewelry, doing some festivals and sound baths. I think since I've seen you, I'm now a qualified sound healer as well.
Congratulations.
I've done a few sound baths and done a few healing sessions.
And for the people, obviously, who do not know what that means, can we go into a little bit more detail to explain to them exactly what that is?
Yeah, so the principles of sound healing is about vibration. You could either use your voice. There was lots of studies by Mammon. He basically pictured cancer cells, and when you play the musical notes, by the seventh note, the cancer cell disperses, and especially it's more powerful when it's sung. So the effect that people have, or even on each other for healing, like even to do with sound, but to do with your voice, is so powerful. And solfeggio tones, solfeggios are the ancient tones, and when you hear these tones, they could just calm your mind.
Okay.
There's also the C and the G, which are very harmonious, where you can balance your energy, clear negative energy, and certain tones are good for your chakras and can balance you. It's amazing. You can really feel frequency. It's like,
yeah. And even talking about these frequencies, that music, how's your music going? Obviously, we spoke about it a little bit off camera. Like this year, do you feel like you've released enough music for you?
You know what? I've taken a little hiatus while I've been studying. But I have quietly been working on things, like I seed, how it's underground, how it's building its roots, and then it comes up. But you don't really see all the stuff that was going on underneath. It's that kind of thing. Yeah. So now, like this year and over the next few months, you're going to see things come up to the surface of songs I've completed. I've already released a couple this year already, like 2 have been out, and there's going to be at least 3 more, and then a project as well by the end of the year.
Okay. Like, do you still play like multiple instruments?
Yes, I do. And like I said, I've been learning to produce. So I've been incorporating them into the productions. So like I've made this song. So my own production I made in 444 hertz. And I've used a tone with 528 hertz. That's really interesting. And there'll be some more coming from me where I incorporate my instruments. Like my Native American flute song will be out soon, beginning of September. That's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. And even like spiritually, like internally, how are you feeling currently?
So we're just going into Lionsgate now. If you know about Lionsgate, but we just entered Leo, and we just had a powerful Leo new moon, and until it's gonna peak, Lionsgate's gonna peak around the 8th of August, 8th of the 8th, and this is a really important portal, and we're in alignment with Sirius. Some cultures it was their new year. So it's a good time to manifest and reset and express our authentic energy and just connect more with that authentic energy so that we can give it to the world. So I feel like spiritually a lot's been coming to the surface to clear, because the only way we can go forward is, to clear away the past, things we don't need. And I feel like the last few years have been about that. And now it's coming into a new phase of growth and clarity, and we could really move forward with the transformation. That's what I feel for me, and I think collectively I feel like that might be happening as well.
But the journey that you're on, how long have you been on this journey that you're currently on?
Well, as a kid I was always quite connected to spirit anyway, because I did spend some time with myself, and that made me close to myself and like the spirit world. My dreams, I've always had kind of strong dreams, sometimes premonition dreams. But really, when I left home, I then got a lot into meditation, because that was the way for me to ground myself and to deal with everything that I had been through and what I was feeling, because I had to run away from home. But even while I was there, you know, I did see some things, light energies, dark energies. I naturally had to protect myself and my siblings with light. So it's kind of like I knew certain things anyway, and I already had it, but I got deeper into it about 16 when I really started to study some ancient scriptures, you know. Because when I was 6, you know, brought up in Catholicism and Sikhism, I was wondering, you know, do I have to pick one? Because I was like, I went to school with nuns, and then we went to the Sikh temple. But, you know, I had a vision from Mary when I was like 6 or 7, and she said, you don't need to pick. It's all the same really underneath. And that really sparked my understanding and kind of delving into a lot of different religions and ancient scriptures and seeing the oneness within everything. And that's what a song that's going to be out soon, Ancient Symbols, is really about. It's about going to the root of actually all of it. We don't, it's like some people say, your God, my God. You know, there's one, and we're all created after that. So yeah, I would say short and short, that's where it really started when I was 16. And then over the years, a bit more meditation, poetry, more mystical experiences happen. And it just shows you, yeah, you're connected. And crystals came into my life when I started protesting, actually. I got given my first crystal. And I remember having a dream about a crystal, and then I woke up and I found this crystal. I was like, oh, it was so tiny. It was about that big. It was a pink kunzite. And I said, you're the one I dreamt about. You know, slices and everything. Crystals. And I went to Embankment and I did a meditation with this little tiny crystal. And this crystal helps you heal your inner child. And I sat there and I put it like on my head. And I could feel this energy interact with my energy and with my intention to heal that aspect. And literally I felt it. And that's the first time I proper felt crystal healing.
Yeah. And even just the thought of like healing your inner child, I feel like also till now, like when I have conversation with certain people, I feel like still I don't think people take it serious. Some people, because I don't know, maybe some people don't know how important it is to heal your inner child, or maybe some people don't know how to do it. But even for you, like, would you say like because I'm sure, I don't know if we've spoke about this before, like in details, but do you feel like even where you are now, like internally, spiritually, do you feel like you've definitely completely healed your inner child, or there's still some work to do?
Okay, so to answer your first question, I think some people don't think about it or want to do it because maybe they haven't had, maybe their inner child's been fine, you know, maybe they haven't had a wounded inner child.
Yeah, true, that's true.
Not everyone has been through certain things,
like
so they're not going to maybe understand what someone that has and how it can affect them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because you can't really see it on the outside, can you? If someone's really been hurt on the inside, you can't always see it. It just manifests in behaviours. So I think, you know, if you have been through some things and you have felt, you know, a lot of grief as a kid or been through traumas, it is wise to just spend some time with your inner self, your child self. And you could look at a picture of yourself when you were like a certain age or very young, and that helps me connect with that part of myself. And then you can close your eyes and meditate and imagine them with you, in front of you, and then have a conversation, give them a hug if they need to hug, ask them what they're upset about, and work through it like that. So it's kind of, in a way, you're time traveling, but in your mind, because you're going back to that younger you, and you're giving them the advice that maybe you would have wanted at that time. And then in that way it can heal in this timeline. Because sometimes that inner child comes out in petty arguments, or, you know, like, why am I so wound up about that person? Or how did that person, you know, sometimes that inner child could come out when we're really like, you can see it sometimes. Like, I started noticing myself, how she comes out sometimes. Yeah. And I think that's a important step to notice as well.
Yeah.
For healing. And I would say it's got much better, definitely. Like,
well, that's good.
Song.
That's really good.
But when it does come up, you know, it's a process. So every time it's less and it's less hurt. But it might just come up, and then you catch it and you do that little exercise again, and you notice it in yourself. So I wouldn't say completely, but definitely a lot more than she was healed.
Yeah, And even just talking about finding your own tribe, yeah. You obviously, like one thing I've clocked over the last year and a half, yeah, where I speak to some people and they say they've, they've basically like connected with certain people, and as times went by, things didn't really work out, and they've had to go their own separate ways.
Yeah.
But then some people have kind of been put off, thinking, well, I thought this was my tribe. Maybe everyone's the same. What's the point of continuing to look for more people like-minded? And some people just give up. And unfortunately, what I realize, some people end up like going in this little bubble where it's like, they become lonely again. Like, what are your thoughts in terms of like sometimes just finding certain people who you think they're my tribe, and then along the way, like some things obviously end up not working out, and then all of you have to go your own separate ways, and then like moving forward, like in terms of like some people getting put off, like what are your thoughts on that? Because that's happened to me. That happens, I think, to a lot of us, where it's like, we make connections with certain people and we think these are gonna be our people for life. You get me? Like we finally found our people, and then we move forward, and then things happen, and then that's not really the case. You get me? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because some people really get put off.
Yeah. So, like in my new song is actually called Tribe, and it's about connecting with like-minded people and building. But what I would say as well, like a little motto, is your vibe attracts your tribe. So sometimes, we don't always stay the same. We grow through life. That's why we might grow apart from certain people. Our morals might not align. I believe it's just our behaviours might not align anymore. And I might not be in our highest good to be with those people, or us for them. So that's okay. That's okay. And maybe it's for another life if you believe in next lives. But what I would say is that sometimes, I know what you're saying about you want to people that have been through that, and it can cause a hurt.
Yeah.
But then it's not about looking sometimes. It's just about you emanating your vibe, your love, your interests, your beliefs, your morals, what you want in a community, and you put that out into the world. You're going to attract. So you don't have to really look, you attract. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's the advice I would say.
Yeah. Because, sometimes that could be like heartbreaking sometimes when you think, right, we've been riding for a while and now we have to go our own separate ways. Yeah. How much are you locked in when it comes to your music career? Like your music journey? How much are you locked in? Are you definitely like, all the time now still creating more music? Or there's other things that you're kind of like, there's other things that kind of taking more of your focus at the moment?
So, like I said, I'm finishing up uni, my last year at uni, obviously some essays and things, that's taken up focus. But right now, I have been writing some songs, but it's also more for me at the moment is completing songs. Because I've started a lot over the years and not necessarily completed or released, so I've got a vault there, like lots of songs. So it's just about bringing them out, polishing them up, and just finish them and release them. And because I think for me that's important, because you've got all this work, but if you don't actually release them or get them out, it doesn't feel complete, because you haven't completely shared it with the world. So it feels good when you do that, and that's what I'm concentrating more on this year. And once I've done more of that, it will be onto more music, more creation time. But now it's completion time.
Yeah. And I feel like spiritually, there's obviously, every year there's always something going on in it. But I feel like when it comes to, like these industries that a lot of people are trying to get into, the music industries, the entertainment industries, there's a lot going on. But how much have you been hearing about some of the things that are going on in the world? And what are your thoughts on some of the things that are going on just in the world, just in general, however you want to put it?
Oh, so not just music?
Not just music, just in general. You can touch on obviously some things that are going on within the music industry or whatnot, but just in general, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the energies of this time, like I said, like Pluto's in Aquarius now, like, I'm into astrology. Pluto is like all the hidden things, really the root of things. It's like the last planet, so it's like all that stuff that's been hidden is coming to the surface. Aquarius is about enlightenment, humanity working together for the greatest good. So we are coming into good times. But what's happening, I find, is what's been going on, a lot of that stuff is coming to the surface, and it's becoming more apparent, the lies and the deceit, like, these Epstein files. Oh, now they're saying they're a hoax. Then they're trying to cover up, because important officials and a lot of powerful people were involved as well. So for that reason, things are trying to be covered up. Like, it was interesting, just over the years, what's been kind of like Snowden, WikiLeaks, these people are still wanted for just whistleblowing on what they thought was bad. Obviously what's going on in Gaza, horrendous, and Palestine and Israel, that should be illegal. They shouldn't be doing that, but they're like allowed to get away with a lot of things. But people are starting to see the inconsistencies, how it's not fair, and I think it's going to become more apparent. The truth is going to become more out, and we're going to have to stand up together as people to really not take any of this anymore. But that's going to take numbers. It's numbers, strength in numbers. But really, that's what I see is going on. All these things, even like P Diddy, everything coming to the surface.
So many wild,
yeah,
crazy things.
All them stories. He probably wanted to keep all that hush hush. It's all came out.
It's crazy. Even today, imagine, literally even today, a news just came out in terms of like there's one actor, one young black actor who, Michael Ward in Top Boy.
Oh yeah.
One young actor who's obviously after Top Boy has gone on to do really well. Even literally today news has came out that they filed 2 like rape cases against him.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just like so many random things that go on, and sometimes I just think to myself, like, because me it's like I feel like sometimes I'm outside of the house looking inside of this crazy house full of so many crazy things, and I think to myself, I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
I'm always like on the fence. That's why
I
like having these conversations to just get different people's perspective to see what they think. You get me?
Yeah, I mean, stuff in cases like that, it's really about the evidence. Sometimes it's their word again.
Yeah.
It's really hard to know the truth, but all we can hope is that the truth comes out, and the truth is more powerful than lies.
Absolutely.